All right, so first let me show you guys the home screen. So what I did was, since I'm on 1.21.1, I have this other mod. It's basically lets you do Chrome browsing or just HTML within Minecraft. So now a lot of the screens are going to become HTML. Um, I have the test server active, or the developer server, which is my server. It says test servers online, but they just share the same IP. I don't have the actual test server set up. But this zero online, it'll like I'll log in, it'll show you that when I log right out, it'll say one online, and then it's gonna like automatically update within like 2 seconds and go back to zero. So anytime the server is offline and it comes back on, you'll know it's online within a few seconds. So there's no need for a refresh button. Everything just automatically refreshes. So the wiki, Discord, store buttons. Yeah, I mean, what'd you say? Yeah. I It's all done in console. So when you have this test server or any server set up, you set it up in console. I mean, if you do an update with mods, then you definitely need to update the Technic pack. But whether it's a server, since there is no like multiplayer menu that you have to keep refreshing over and over again just to see if it's online, because sometimes if you don't refresh, it doesn't automatically update. You have to do it manually and refresh it in Minecraft, whereas this is automatically online. So when the official server is live, it'll say online. The test server will always be live. Even when the official server is after, the test server will be to test like new quests, to test new devil fruits and whatnot, and that stuff. And then the developer server is just for me, just because if I make a mod update, and I need to first figure out if it's crashing the mod, right? And if it's not crashing and everything looks pretty well, I'll do like a little mini run through it. And if it looks good, then I'll throw it in the donation test server, and then anyone else can test for other bugs, right? So yeah, and then the quit settings just takes you to Minecraft settings. The quit button just works. Store, Discord, wiki, all that information's there, right? So then you go to the developer server, and we'll get started on this. Um, so I told you guys about the Minecraft Chrome, Google Chrome embedded framework, right? So now when you click the teleporter, it's all set up through that. You have your main islands, your side islands, and donation islands, and stuff like that. Then you have the actual island, and some islands you went to, and there was like an island teleporter. So, like, say I wanted to go to Alabasta, then after I get to Alabasta, I don't want to have to walk all the way over to Rain Dinner's casino. I can go take that teleporter, right? Now you do it all from the main teleporter. So I click Alabasta, I go to the main spawn point, or I can go to Rain Dinners, but I don't have these unlocked. I have to complete the quest first to unlock it, right? So you know exactly what you need to do to unlock every single warp. So your Fuchsia is automatically unlocked. Then once you beat Fuchsia Village, now I have Alvida's ship unlocked. Once I beat Alvida's quest line, then I can warp straight to the bunker on the island and explore the island, right? So same thing. And I'm gonna add even for the smaller islands that only had one warp, I'm gonna add like a couple warps to each one. So they're gonna be a minimum of usually probably two warps. And yeah, even Little Garden, like some on further away points, I'm gonna add them and make them more um, set up. I did up to Skypiea for now just to test how it worked and everything, and it looks very good. So everything's functioning. I'm gonna go to the Fuchsia Village Center, right? Now I warp to Fuchsia Village. Then I'm gonna show you guys something really. Oh, that's something else. I'll show you guys something really quick. So NPC scripter. Oh, it's gonna be scripter. Okay. So in when you talk to an NPC, um, like you normal quests, it's gonna say, "Oh, those bandits spilled the rum on Shanks. This is what's coming them. Can you help?" And then you choose to accept or reject the quest, right? This is normal custom NPCs. But I don't know, it doesn't look nice. So I was fucking around with it, and I created this cinematic mode dialogue where you talk to the NPC, and then you can accept or reject the quest, and then it just keep going on with the thing. So every single like quest dialogue will like actually look like you're talking to the person. And NPC wand. And it also like the camera angle adjusts, so if you're not like Luffy's small as fuck, but if he's a giant, um, then it like adjusts the camera angle above. So like even if it like doesn't go through buildings and whatnot, you can actually see from above the building and then it towers down on it, right? So so yeah, so I'm gonna do so now with the DawnPiece mod and with the Chrome browsing and stuff like that, I can actually go through and make it so like I can adjust the way custom NPCs windows look. Like this quest log is pretty ugly with like the tab and like all the information doesn't really fit in, so I kind of want to just override the quest log as well and make it so like it looks more like RPG oriented rather than just like the dialogues looking super simple and whatnot, that it's naturally built into custom NPCs, right? Okay, so that's custom NPCs are gonna get their own thing. Some of them are gonna be scripted. Actually, let me go back to this. So this actually 1.21.1 custom NPCs is actually unofficial and it has some bugs. So if you basically the biggest bug is that projectiles are invisible and they don't render. So, which is a problem because if you're fighting a boss, you want to be able to see the or you want to be able to see where the projectiles are coming at you. So I made a script basically where you can, this is a sword boss, this is the fire boss, where it still takes that invisible NPC or that invisible projectile and then it makes it so like it's attached with particles. So let me give myself a Yoru really quick. So I can go, I'm gonna go into GM, Mode Survival, right? So this is a sword boss template. So if any like Zoro or shit, they're gonna shoot like slashes at you that kind of follow and leave a trail, so you can see where the projectile is, right? And then that's like for slash, and then I can like customize them to anything. So I can make like fishermen shoot water. This is gonna be Ace, so Ace is like fire. So the projectiles actually have like particles and they look nicer. Of course, they're going to be scripted to have their own abilities and whatnot, but this is just the built-in projectile system. Fuck. Yeah. So that's just like visuals and on the actual built-in projectile system, of course. Yeah. And then now that I'm building devil fruits and whatnot, I can have commands to fire the devil fruit abilities. So any like if I have like right now in my inventory, I have a Bomu Bomu no Mi, and if I have seven abilities for it, I can put the script into Mr. Five and say use this ability every 2 minutes, use this ability every 2 minutes, and whatnot. And it can put all seven abilities in there, so Mr. Five can actually use the Bomu Bomu no Mi that's built into DawnPiece. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And all of the script, I don't have to script them because they're already coded in the mod, right? So, yeah, so they just use what's already coded. That's what the cinematic mode was actually. It's a simple script that calls on what's already coded in DOM piece. So I kind of overrid the dialogue system using custom NPC's public API and then turned it into a cinematic mode every time a dialogue is there. So still got some bugs to fix out with a couple things though regarding that, but yeah, there yeah, but so hopefully by the time sometime mid next month I'll get a test server rolling. Right now it's like 80% bug, 20% bug free. I want it to be like at least 70% bug free so you guys can actually like use abilities and not have to like like your basic shit should be working, right? So um so okay, so next is inventory. So this is your survival inventory, right? And now instead of your typical hotbar row and slots, yeah, pay no mind to the images. The 3D models aren't rendering. The blocks only render one side instead of the 3D models, and for some reason all my shit is blue tinted. So my so I gotta fix up the rendering a little bit. But yeah, basically you have three rows of unlocked slots or locked slots, and then you pay 1,000 belly to unlock it. So you see now I have 4,000 belly in here, and then it goes into and I can like move it and then stack. Why can't I stack them? That's a problem. I should be able to stack my belly. Okay, that's another bug. Really? Really? Okay. Good to know. Let me. Okay. That's good to know. If it was always a thing, I never heard of it. This is my first time hearing about it. Let me write that down on my notes really quick so I can actually address it. Belly stacking bug. Okay. So yeah, you can unlock slots and you can drag shit into it basically. So now it becomes usable. So now your inventory becomes a full double chest once you unlock it. Then you have something called the combat inventory. In the combat inventory, you can place your armor. So you can place your armors in your slots, right? Oh, look at this! I already set up the 3D rendering for the mouth sword too. So so for three sword styles, some swords. The mouth sword is visual. It's just there because you need three swords for some three sword style moves. The left hand, I'm actually gonna make dual wield functionality try to work, and then the right hand is gonna be typical. Um, so in your combat inventory, I have a sword. I have a Yoru in my right hand, right? And so right there's something called combat mode. So you can see in the combat inventory it says use a C key bind to enter combat mode. This allows you to access your weapons at any time. So I can set up to be seeking meat right now. I click C. I can fight, 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 fight. I click C again. I eat food. I click C again. Fight, fight, fight. So it's a simple. Your combat mode inventory only changes your right hand slot. So I mean, your left. If you have a sword in your left hand slot, what's up? Yeah, exactly. You don't. It's not in your. Yeah, it's not in your hotbar. You don't have to like scroll wheel or click a button keybind or whatnot. Especially when you're in combat, you're gonna have your ability hotbar out. So button keybinds are gonna be a mess and trying to switch in and out of the ability. So all you have to do is just click C, and then just I mean beforehand you're gonna want the seeking meat in that slot. You know if you're gonna have another thing, you don't need to be switching belly and Yoru back and forth. So before combat, just make sure to highlight seeking meat, then click C, and then you're in combat mode. And then anytime you need to heal, then you just heal whenever you need to, right? Um, so yeah, in combat actually. So you have health right now. I maxed health at 500. I have max stamina at 150, and I have maxed hunger at 100. I mean, health is same as always. Stamina is base. It tells you how much you can use your move. So if one melee hit loses five stamina, so you need to basically yeah, heal consistent. I mean, heal eating food gives you health back, it gives you stamina back, and it gives you hunger back. So if you get to zero stamina, your melee moves don't do any more damage. You start with 50, you go to 150. Hunger starts at 20 and goes to 100. Hunger is works as always. It's you use it, it goes down if you're going to be healing yourself. It goes down if you're going to be sprinting, and it also is tied to hockey moves. So you're going to need hunger to use some hockey, all your hockey abilities. And if you run out of hunger, then you get nauseous, right? So this is kind of like your hockey bar, your hockey experience that was in my mind no me, but more streamlined because when Luffy runs out of hockey and he eats, then he gets better, right? So also another thing in I forgot about the NPC. There's something called combat mode that I set up. So right now it says I am engaged the sword boss in combat. If someone else tries to hit this boss, it does not. They cannot kill the boss. I'm in combat with the boss, right? So then I'm gonna fight it. I'm doing damage, right? Now if I go to creative, I left combat mode. The boss goes back to full health. So if you die, if you leave creative, or if you go outside of the 32 block range, you leave combat mode. So this is to protect people from cheesing bosses and kill stealing and teaming bosses. So it's all going to be once you're in combat mode with that NPC, it's your boss until you die or until you leave the combat zone. Also within the combat zone, the projectiles stay and they disappear after 5 seconds, or if they leave the 32 block combat zone, the projectiles disappear, so you don't have that bug or the glitching where the server starts to get super laggy because there's a bunch of projectiles trapped in chunks. So yeah, that's the combat zone setup. Yeah, so all the bosses will have this, and so you can just fight out with the boss, and then it's only you that can do it. I mean, 32 blocks is kind of long. I might make it a little bit shorter, like maybe like 20 25 blocks. Should be decent amount. 30. How do you guys feel? Okay, you think so? Okay, then I won't touch it. If it becomes a problem and people still like cheese, then I might shorten it a tiny bit. But also the boss's projectile range is 32 blocks, so regardless, even if you're in that 32 range and you're like saying like here, I'm shooting from this distance, the projectile's still gonna the boss is still gonna shoot projectiles at you anyway. So yeah. Okay, back to the inventory. Let me go GMS. So yeah, inventory, that's basically it. Oh, skins. So armor is going to be your typical armor that's been working, but we haven't had skin renderings. I decided to say like screw or the GeckoLib 3D models, and you can wear your armor. So if I have like I want to get slash mastery with Zoro, I put on a full Zoro set, get the slash mastery. Oh, but I want to look like Kozuki Oden. Then I have a bunch of Armorer's Workshop files, so now it's buggy right now. They don't display, but the goal is to get Armorer's Workshop items and then create an orb. So similar to the common orb rolling for like a common weapon, there's going to be a skin orb that rolls for a random skin in the entire Armorer's Workshop database that we have. And then you get that one random skin. Rarities, I mean, I wouldn't say so. I'd say everything will probably have an even chance because they're not armor, they're just visuals. So I think everything will probably have an even chance, like whether and then but there's helmets, there's chest plates, there's leggings, and there's boots. I'm not gonna do swords because the swords are already block bench models. We're gonna stick with that route. But just those four pieces, so you can wear any armor piece and get that set bonus and that damage boost from it. Even if you don't like the character, it's fine because you can look like the character you want to look like. And of course, if yeah, these orbs. I mean, I can rarities within the orbs itself. I think I'm just gonna keep it like because it's only visual, so I think they're gonna all be the same, and you could just roll for a random one. But um, yeah, how it's gonna be dispersed and whatnot, I'm still thinking about, but probably donation, if anything, is probably gonna be the best option. Um, just a cosmetic donation. Okay, this is the bread and butter of DawnPiece, guys. Is the main menu. So I click M to open my main menu. Everything, my character name is here. I have a billion belly. The level is a little messed up, but the level is supposed to be the total of all your levels. So right now I should be 1, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 130. Plus I have some other levels and other things, but I'll get to that later. So the level needs to be updated, but it should be the total of it. Then my life path, and I chose a pirate life path. I'm a warlord. Oh, let's say I want to be a marine life path. I can be marine, and then cancel, confirm. Now I'm an admiral, and then my this should be changing. It changed earlier. It changes on bounty increase, but it needs to be changing on life path. Hold on, let me get fix. No, that's just on the fly. I think give me 1 second. I'm writing a note. Okay. It's on the fly. I mean, it's what you want to look like visually, essentially. So it's more of a cosmetic thing. Uh, I mean, everything. It's all the belly. It's based on your bounty. So whatever you want your rank to show as, it's fine. The only thing that's going to have a cost associated with it is removing your devil fruit. But changing races and changing styles and changing your life path, those are probably going to just be on the fly. But races are unlockable, right? So for now, I have my health stats. Everything's on the wiki, but health levels up by damage received, uh, and then stamina levels up by the amount of blocks you walk, and hunger levels up by the amount of hunger you replenish. So by eating, every time you eat, you gain hunger experience, and then push that max a little bit further. Um, Basically, your hockey is you have observation that you get by receiving damage in general. Armament you level up by dealing damage in general. So you start with zero abilities and then you unlock abilities as you level up. Then once you receive level 10 in both of these, then you get Conqueror's Hockey level 10. Um, so basically, essentially, what is it? Conqueror's Hockey's locked. So you need to unlock it by maxing out both your armament and observation first. Then to level up your Conquerors, you can use any ability in all of these skill trees. So if it's a heal move, anytime you heal, the amount you heal by gains you experience. If it's a damage move, your damage dealt is an experience. If it's a movement move, then the amount of blocks you move is an experience. And every time you fire the ability, you get one XP point just for firing it. So there's a bunch of intertwined into experience. Um, Human, you start off with, so there's going to be 6 tiers, same thing as devil fruits. So human, you can change your race. You can only see human at first, but since I'm a max human, I can now see cyborg. I click confirm, my cyborg experience and level shows, right? If I ever want to change back to human, I'm still the same level as I was before. So no matter how many times you change races, how many times you change styles, how many times you change devil fruits, that devil fruit that you leveled up, that race that you leveled up, that style that you leveled up will always stay that level. So you can build your character, and the goal could be to max out every single race, style, and devil fruit experience. If you want to get max level in the game, you need to max out every single level of all of your powers and your stats, right? Um, so your race, so I can change to human, I can change to cyborg. Since I'm max cyborg, I can change to pacifista. Now my pacifista is level 0. If I became max level in pacifista, I can change my race and it can show a modified human, which is the epic tier, right? And so far and so forth. So you can only see what you unlocked. And to unlock, so there will likely be 3 races of each tier for a total of 18 races. So I can, at the beginning of the game, you'll see human and then the other 2 races. Then if you max out any one of them, then 3 uncommon races will be at your disposal. So you need to max out only one in the tier to get access to everything in the next tier. Um, okay, so that's change race. Change style, I only have swordsman set up, but it's the same thing. You can change your style anytime. Just switch and go back and forth, and that's that. Right now I have the Boma Boma no Mi. It's level 10. I can remove it. It costs 1,000 belly to remove. I click yes. Now I have no devil fruit, and it eats belly from my inventory automatically, right? So I can go back to my inventory and you can see it, like I had 4 here, I had 2 here, now I have 3 here. So now I want to eat the Sube Sube no Mi. Yeah, they do. So the common fruits, Bomu Bomu's uncommon, Sube is common. So this they scale with it. So I'll get into it with ability skill points in a little bit, but basically the experience scales, right? So right now I have 50,000 XP with a Sube Sube no Mi. It's a common fruit. To get to max level 10, I need only 200,000 experience. So maxing out common fruits is going to be easier. Than maxing out an uncommon fruit, you're going to need 400,000 experience. And then double that to 800,000 experience for rare, right? And then your mythicals are going to require, I think, 6.4 million. So it's gonna double every single tier to what you need to max out that ability. And of course, your abilities are going to double. So you're going to have skill points, and your abilities will always start at rank 1, and you can apply skill points to get them to rank 5. And for damage abilities, your rank 5 is essentially double the damage of your rank 1. So I mean, a max level 5 common fruit, your abilities are probably going to be doing around like 20 damage. But if you get your best, maybe some like 30 if you unlock it at level 10 and whatnot, maybe 40 damage, up a little more. It depends on the specific ability, its charge time, its cooldown time, right? So if it has a longer cooldown time, a longer charge time, then that ability is probably going to be dealing more damage. But mythical fruit moves and mythical, like even swordsman, it's 60 levels because there's no classes, or sorry, tiers. So imagine level 1 through 10 is common, level 11 through 20 is uncommon. So a level 60 swordsman ability is going to be the same damage as a mythical devil fruit level 10 ability. Um, and those do like 200 damage when they're maxed out. So they're gonna be a little cracked, but yeah. So the Sube Sube no Mi does 500,000 damage. Now I don't have it set up yet, but I want to make an achievement system to when you max out one fruit, you get a um an awakening fragment, right? And the amount of awakening fragment depends on what tier fruit you max out. So since a common fruit is basically it's gonna be, you're gonna get 25% experience. So the way I can explain, since a common fruit is 200k experience, if you eat a awakening frag, you gain 50,000 experience. If an uncommon fruit is if you max out an uncommon fruit, then it's 400,000 experience. So the reward is two awakening fragments. And if you eat each one, you get 50k each, then you get 100k. So if you max out fruits and you want to switch a devil fruit, then it kind of gives you a reward for maxing out that one and getting a head start on another one, right? And of course, if you max out a mythical fruit and get a shit ton of awakening frags, then you can say, "Oh, I don't want to use the common fruits. I don't want to restart the game. I'm just going to eat a bunch of awakening frags on these common fruits to max those out," right? So you can do it that way as well. Um, so since I have the Subi Subi no Mi, I was level 6 out of 10. I'm gonna go to my Awakening Shard, and I'm gonna eat it, and then I gain 50,000 XP. Now I'm at 100,000. I leveled up my Subi Subi no Mi by 1 point. So that's that situation. Um, yeah. So that's the your character screen is basically your stats. Oh, by the way, these character bars, right? So it's not your full experience. I mean, when you max out a move, it's gonna be full. But if right now, pretend the beginning of the bar is level 7, the end of the bar is level 8. So I only need a little bit more experience to get to level 8 in my Sube. Once I get to level 8, the bar is going to become empty again, and then it's going to go forward until I get to level 9, right? So these bars are specifically per level experience bars. Okay, leaderboards. Leaderboards are pretty simple. They're so we had the DP bounty list. On the old server, so you can see how your bounty fared compared to other players in the server and who had the top bounty in the server. This is the same thing in menu form, but not only can you see bounty, you can see your level, update it, refresh. You can see your health, refresh. You can see your hunger. Okay, now I'm in the general category. I want to see hockey, race, style, devil fruit. I use a no. I use a subi no Mi. I'm gonna show I only have 100,000 experience, but oh, maybe someone has a million experience. Why are they using this fruit? If they already maxed it out a long time ago, maybe they really like it. Let me ask that player for like advice or something like that. So if you really like a devil fruit and you want to like be the max of it as well, you can see who the best player is using every individual devil fruit. Right now I can see all the devil fruits, but as devil fruits get into the dozens and hundreds, then you can sort by tier as well and narrow it down. Races also you can sort by tier, so I can only see Cyborg when uncommon is selected, but I can see them all when all of them are here. Hockey, there's no tiers, so that's automatically grayed out. Same thing with general, same thing with style. Those only show your, uh, I mean, they have them all in the sort by, right? So leaderboards is all functioning system. Just it's the same thing as the old bounty, but now expanded for every single stat on the server. Abilities. This one's pretty cool. So now I have my character abilities. I have my Sube Swordsman, and I'm a Pacifista, right? So I have my abilities. I can select my armament, observation, Sube Swordsman, Conquerors, Hockey, and Pacifista. So these are all active for me. right? So I have swordsman. I'm gonna pick a Modoku no Ken, right? Now I have this hotbar slot one. I assign to the slot, and then boom, it's in the slot, right? Right now I have my Modoku no Ken. I have, since my swordsman is maxed, I have a lot of skill points. But since this skill level is maxed, I already upgraded. I can't. I'm already max rank, so my Modoku no Ken is the best it can be. Then I'm gonna go to Chidori Ashihash. I'm gonna put it into level two, into slot two. Now I'm still gonna pick this one. Now my it's level five. Okay, it's max. Then I'm gonna go to Takahashi Kiken, put it in slot three, assign to slot. Okay, now it's there. Now I'm gonna check it. Oh, this is only rank one. Okay, so I'm gonna rank it up. So now I have 400 skill points available. So ranking up a skill costs 10 skill points to get it from rank 1 to max. So to go from 1 to 2, it's 1 skill point. To go from 2 to 3, it's 2 skill points. 3 to 4 is 3 skill points. 4 to 5 is 4 skill points. So in this system, I mean, if you have the skill points available, you can just upgrade it directly to 5 if you want to. And it shows you skill points available. So there's 42 abilities in Swordsman. Each ability goes for, it costs 10 skill points to upgrade. So when you get to level 60, you will have a total of 420 skill points. That means at max level, you can max out every single ability that you have for, regardless if it's Swordsman, Devil Fruit, right? Common Devil Fruits do have 7 abilities. They go to level 10. By the time you have level 10, you will see 70 skill points max available, unless you're upgrading along the way, right? Which you should be doing. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna upgrade this one to level 4 just to show you something visually in a little bit. Um, and then let's go to this. We'll go to the next moves on each one. I'm gonna upgrade this one, Takotsubo no Kamae, to level 3. Then I'm gonna do the next ability slot. We're gonna do Splitting Sword to level 5. And then Splitting Sword, we're gonna upgrade it to rank 2. Oh, no, it was already. Wait, I did 3 before. Yeah, okay. Okay, so these are my swordsman abilities, right? And then if I'm gonna pick, let's say I'm gonna pick Pacifista. And then I have my 2 starting skills. And then I'm gonna put it in hotbar slot 6, right? And I'm gonna assign the slot, right? I have the laser beam in there. And then I want to upgrade my Pacifista, but I'm a level 0 and I can't. So my laser beam is just going to say you don't have enough skill points to upgrade the laser beam. So when you have enough skill points, you should see it. And before on the swordsman, I had every single skill point the style had to offer. But now, if I gain 1 skill point on the Pacifista for leveling up, then my laser beam is going to only show that upgrade to rank 2 option. It won't show up to 5. It'll be grayed out actually. I believe it's grayed out. I'd have to double check, but you definitely cannot access it. But if I say okay, I want to switch my race, I'm gonna change from Pacifista to Cyborg. I can go back to my abilities, and then only my Pacifista abilities clear from my hotbar. So you don't have to reset your hotbar every time. It's just if you change your style, all your styles disappear. If you change your race, only your races disappear. If you remove your Devil Fruit, only your Devil Fruit abilities disappear. And your hockey will always stay there because you always have hockey, right? Um, so I mean, yeah, these are the ones I'm going to be doing. I have abilities that are kind of shit right now. I'll show you them in a little bit, but just to show you how they're working. But yeah, they're kind of, but these will be the set races and the set Devil Fruits. For this will be for test server release. Then test server is going to probably likely act as a beta for a few months until it's actually viable to be released. Um, and the I plan on. I mean, we got to go through the old islands too. It's not just with the mod, but we got to go through and make the islands like nicer, have like more life, decorate interiors and whatnot. So that's also going to take time. So even if going through and releasing like older islands and like kind of capping it at like Alabasta or Skypiea or something, on server release, I really want to like get like 40 to 50 devil fruits in and make it like 15 common, 15 uncommon, like 5 to 10 rare, and then like 5 epic and only a couple legendary and mythical, so that like players can like, yeah, and I mean I mean the progression is we're gonna take it simple and make it look nice so that each island is like gonna be full of life. And Yeah, the plan is to go back and really give love to the early islands because we weren't getting any new players, so we got to really captivate people from the beginning of the game and make them really say, "Oh, this island is so simple, but it has a lot going on." And if we don't get enough done on time, then players who are oh, I already beat East, or I already beat up to Alabasta in a day or something like that, and we need a couple more months to release more islands and get it to be further, then they can always say, okay, I can max out this devil fruit, and then they could always max out a common devil fruit and switch to another common devil fruit. So because they need to keep maxing out fruits to level up, so sticking on one devil fruit the entire time will limit your growth in your character level. Um, so it's just saying, okay, I can play this again with a completely different fruit and have a different experience and continue to level up. So, like front ending it towards common and uncommon and stuff like that with the fruits at the beginning would be helpful for longevity as well. Also, character level is going to be, oh, yeah, your overall level is going to be based on the combination of all of your ability levels, basically, and your basic stats, your health and stamina and stuff are going to be factored in there. Your hockey is going to be factored in there. So if there's what, three general stats, three hockey for six, we'll say four styles, we'll say that's 10. We'll say 10 races for 20, and we'll say 50 devil fruits. That's 70. Oh, no, no, no. Styles have six, actually. The math's messed up. Whatever. We'll say there's like 70 power systems that all go up to level 10. Um, then that means your max level is 700. I might make it so like you have to max an ability or you have to max a power system just to gain one level, but I'm not entirely sure. Might change that later on. But Yeah, because people like as hundreds of fruits are going to be in dozens of styles and races and whatnot, people's levels are going to be in the thousands. Maybe keeping them in thousands is fine. I also want to do a crew system where like it's gonna be like guilds. So you can actually like do everything through the main menu. You can create your crew. You can invite people. People can search and join crews and send requests to join crews and whatnot. Um, there can be like a guild bank, like a crew bank, so you guys can share items, things like that. Still haven't like really designed a system, but it would be. I've been thinking about something like that. Also, like setting up a PvP system where you do like a party, and then you can obviously party with your crew, but whoever the party leader is, their crew will be uh like attached to the fight, even if you have other people from other crews joining on your team. They're not really related, they're just filling in the space. Then you could do like a 4v4 crew war, and then whoever wins takes like faction power, and your faction power can be gained and lost from your win loss record in crew wars, but your base faction power will be on the total level combined of all your crew members. So if you have like 10 crew members who are level 1,000, then your crew faction power is level 10,000, and then plus or minus how many wins and losses you have in the crew war system. This is a update for like another day, but that's how I kind of envision leveling. Leveling first, it's visual for your own character. Second of all, it's I want it to be tied to like a crew power system, in a way. Um, but yeah, this is the ability hotbar stuff. You can set up all your mix and match. Your 1 through 9 abilities will be clicking 1 through 9. You can set up your own buttons if you want. 10 through 18 is shift click 1 through 9. Right. Wiki, I tried to put the wiki since this is HTML. I tried to put it in there, but I'm having some issues. might, since it's done on Markdown and not HTML, I might just make it a link so you can access the wiki from directly in game. But in a later day, I might change it to HTML and make it actually visually display so you can look at the wiki within the game browser, right? Settings, you have an HUD editor. This HUD editor starts on the bottom left, on the bottom right, sorry, because chat interrupts, chat just blocks here. The NPC health bar and stuff like that goes up here, and then journey map goes up here. But if you don't like it here, you can always move it. Say I wanted it to be in the top center of my screen, right here. Then you can just set it and it persists at the top of your screen, right? So you can always move around and play with that HUD editor to be exactly where you want it to be. Um, yeah. Okay. So let me look. I assigned some moves to my ability bar. I click G. I open my ability bar, right? Um, I actually leveled it to 5 and not 4. Basically, you can tell the gold outline are skill level rank 5s. It should be purple for level 4. The blue one is a rank 3. The green one is a rank 2, and it's going to be white for rank 1. So it's going to be basically, your skills are basically common to legendary. So you can tell even in your ability hotbar which one's common and which one's legendary. You say, oh, I can rank this one up later. I like this skill a lot. I can rank it up. So I'm going to use this ability. I'm going to click 2 on the hotbar. I'm going to use it. Oh, I must be holding a slash weapon to use swordsman abilities. Okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to put a slash weapon in my hand. Right? Then I'm going to use the ability. Right? Then I can fight. Now it has a cooldown of 20 seconds before I can use it again. Then, oh shit, then I'm going to hit this one, right? And I can use that ability. So the abilities visually can use some work, and functionally some of them can use some work. Functionally, some of them don't work at all. So and this one's uses, makes my sword poisonous. So now the enemy has deals poison damage, right? On the next hit. So these are simple abilities, right? But yeah, I'm gonna want to touch them up a little bit more, and yeah, make them nicer, more functional. Eventually, I would like to replace the particle abilities with like actual models, so they can actually like look and feel more realistic, and because model abilities are way nicer than particle abilities, but I'd rather have just particles for now, just to keep placeholder abilities, and then over time, get some models made. Um, yeah, that's it. I guess for the starting stuff, right? Leaderboards abilities, I can go through and organize and whatnot. I do want to add like an achievement system for maxing out stuff to get you awakening fragments. Also, dailies and weeklies. So dailies, just signing in. I want to make like a whole, probably in the achievement tab, but like create like a daily button where you click it and then you gain items from being on daily, or and then of course if you have a daily streak, then you continue with that. For weeklies, it's probably going to be tied to your bounty, so it's going to be like you can start with your kit weekly, and then if you level up your bounty to 50 million, then your weekly kit uh, gains more items and stuff like that, to the point where you like start getting into legacy ranks. Then you're going to be getting nice weekly kits, right? So that's that inventory I went through. Let me see if I have any other items. Armor is pretty much the same setup as it was before. Um, like you have your damage dealt, you have your damage receipt tracker, all the blocks. Okay, so now instead of all of those different forge blocks, you have now just a forge and a mythical forge. And then and if you just go in and click it, now all of your upgrade, your repair, your salvage, your roll, and then your constructing orbs. So placing a shard or orb in the slot. So like if you place your shards, you get an orb. If you place cheaper orbs or like 5 common orbs, you get a uncommon orb, right? So rather than doing it through an NPC, it's just done in here. Um, links to your inventory. Right now there's a bug. It's not actually visually displaying my inventory. I can't really drag and drop right now too. This needs to be tested. But yeah, and it's all client side too, so people can't steal your items anymore from the forge. So yeah, everything is just all in one individual forge block. Yeah, that's that's how it is there. Um, what else? Let me go to my inventory again. Um, Currency, yeah, same as always. Now it just like looks nicer. The names are bolder. When you drop it on the ground, it actually shows you how much it is. All right. All the items do that now. Devil fruits got started by putting in five. Got to fix up this image a little more, make them a little more centered and whatnot. But yeah, anytime you drop the devil fruits on the ground too, you can see their names as well. So that's that. Drinks I made, they were bugged, and I just kind of deleted the system because rather than giving invisibility and slowness and vanilla like buffs, I'd rather give active devil fruit, active style, active race damage buffs and whatnot. Um, and of course, like hockey buffs, and so players can drink and actually see something progressive. Maybe even like stamina speed buffs or whatnot, things like that. So I plan to overhaul the all the drinks to be geared towards DawnPiece abilities now. Food, same stuff, but now instead of just eating to gain health, you and hunger, you eat to gain stamina as well. Um, Fragments, same stuff, right? Um, Nothing changed with that. You're gonna collect fragments to build the devil fruit. Quest items, same stuff with the quest items. These also used to be general items, but I'm organizing into like different types. Runes, I'm not gonna. They're all messed up. The code, I kind of cleared out the code so they actually don't function at the moment. But I'll. That's late game stuff, and I kind of want to focus on getting stuff to make early game more viable in the meantime. So I won't touch runes until they're ready to be touched. I gotta fix the armor's workshop skins. They're not visually displaying. Oh, backpacks. So for utility backpacks, I made it so that they are bound to your character. So the moment you receive a backpack, you cannot trade it. You cannot, um, yeah, you cannot access other people's backpacks either. Your backpack is only your backpack for you to access, and if you drop it, only you can pick it up, and it says whose backpack it is. So you don't have to worry about stealing, getting your backpack stolen and whatnot, right? Yeah, that's kind of it for now. Yeah, I got a bunch of ideas in my mind and what I want to do with like that crew system and that PvP system and the achievement system and whatnot. Plus, I got to expand on the devil fruits. I only had a couple made, but once I get the few that we have kind of bug free, I can use those as a template and push out a bunch more devil fruits. But yeah, that's kind of it. Do you guys have any questions for what I talked about at the moment? Okay. Yeah, but that's it. I'll end the recording now and I'll get it up on YouTube to show other people see what they feel like. But yeah, if you guys have any other ideas or questions and stuff, feel free to bounce them. Snow, I appreciate your help with all the devil fruits as well. Um, they've been good. I use them as templates and I kind of expand on them, and then get them in the server. I'm still waiting on getting in the other ones that you made. I'm but yeah, before I actually like put the abilities in the server, some of these abilities are really janky at the moment, so I kind of want to make sure that everything's kind of bug free. Actually, this morning alone, I fixed that ability use cooldown because my ability cooldowns, the moment you use it once, it goes to like -1,000, and I can never minus or minus millions actually, and I can never use it again. So actually, me showing you the ability cooldowns and you guys seeing the timer in the ability hotbar was like what, like 20-30 minutes after I fixed it myself, right? So um, yeah, so I'm working step by step. Like it was first getting the menus to work, then selecting abilities, then assigning abilities, then using the assigned abilities. Now I gotta actually use the assigned abilities and fix their particles, their functions, make sure they work. And then once those are kind of at least mostly bug free, then I can add some more devil fruits, and I'm gonna open up a test server. Test server should likely be released sometime next month. Uh, mid next, I'd say like maybe a month from now is a good estimate. Hopefully, it can be done sooner, depending on the progress that's made. But um, yeah, I kind of want to get this rolling out as soon as possible to get you guys actually testing and playing to see where like the future of this server lies. But yeah, that's basically it for now. Yeah, I'll stay in stream if you guys want to chat, but for now that's the video. That's it for the video essentially, right? I'll stop recording.